Thanks, lads. Sorry, if you can speak up as well, I'll try and get the lads to speak up as well, because I kind of thought I could hear better, but so. Andrew, please.
Yeah, and tell us how our experience, I know you're only in the day, but how are our experience in the camp like so far?
Yeah, they're good. Meeting up with everyone again. Everyone's really nice, and obviously just nice to see Festi, because he's obviously in Udinese at the minute. But and obviously I've known him from being at Derby for a few years, so it's nice to catch up with him and obviously all the staff and stuff. So yeah.
Has there been much of an inquest into what happened against Italy, or has that kind of been put to one side and it's all about this game?
Listen, I don't think we're going to look too much into it. Obviously, they're a good team, and obviously we got, there's a lot to learn from that game. But I think obviously with it being off season and stuff, there was a fitness and stuff naturally. Like you're not as fit and as sharp as what you want to be. So I don't think it's we're looking into it too much, and just looking forward to obviously Israel.
Yeah, so in a way, right, can you use that, I suppose, experience as an advantage in obviously coming up against such high quality opponents?
Yeah, listen, they're a good team, and if we qualify, there's going to be good teams in the tournament. So, yeah, we're going to learn from it, and obviously every game, even if you're winning or losing, you're going to learn. And, as long as you learn from your mistakes and keep getting better, then I think we'll be sound.
Yeah, and can you tell us about the start of the season you just had with Derby? What's it been like so far from your perspective?
Yeah, it's been really good. It's been, we've had our ups and downs. We had a good start, and then obviously struggled a little bit, lost 2 games, but then obviously win on Saturday was really important, and I think there's a process that's going on at the club. Obviously, new owner and new players coming in the door, but I think we're working really hard, and yeah, it's looking positive.
Yeah, obviously a new manager as well. Obviously, what's the name of your team? I know you would have worked with him last season, but what's he been like as a manager?
Yeah, he's really good. He's really good. He's shown a lot of faith in young lads and the system that we play. He's a great coach and a good guy as well. You know what I mean? So enjoy playing with him.
Yeah, and obviously, just lastly from me then, obviously there's a lot of senior players in the Derby squad as well. Obviously, for you to bounce off that, and obviously to come into a 21s camp, what's that been like just to play alongside the likes of Jason Knight, Conor Howard, and even David McDonald as well?
Yeah, of course. They're all great players and they're all good leaders as well. I think that's important. They're all good guys as well as good players, and I think that's the standard that you want to get to. And I think obviously working with them day in day out, it's only going to improve my game, and obviously raising the standard for the whole team.
Hi Eiran, I know you've played in some big matches in your career already. Are these 2 games up there with the most important?
Absolutely, yeah, 100%. Obviously played at championship level and obviously League One, but yeah, to represent your country and have a chance of qualifying for the Euros at any level, never mind this level, is massive. And I think, they're 2 big games, but looking forward to them.
Yeah, and how do you, Mark McGuinness has also been ruled out, but that's a bit of a blow to the defence, isn't it?
Yeah, of course, it's a big loss. He's a great player, good lad as well. And he's got a lot of quality that he brings to the team, but we've got a good squad, a good depth, so I'm sure the lads that are coming in will be able to do a job.
And just ask you about Derby a bit more as well. How does this season compare to the last? I imagine it's maybe a happier camp, a bit more stability because of the change of ownership and whatnot.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's nice to turn on the telly and not find out that we're losing points and getting fined and all sorts. So yeah, it's a bit of a relief. But no, it's good to finally get a new owner in and get everything sorted and get players in and have a bit of sustainability at the club. But now it's just looking to get back into the championship. So.
How do you find League One compared to the championship?
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough league. I won't let anyone say it's not, because it is a tough league, and there's a lot of learning that I'm going through. Different types of systems that we play against, and different types of football and players that you're coming up against. So yeah, I'm still learning, but positive, and I think we'll do all right.
I know he's obviously gone now, but how did you find that short period playing under Wayne Rooney? I imagine he must have taken a lot from playing under like a legend of the game.
Yeah, of course, it's still surreal when I look back at it. But to be honest, he was a nice guy. He was a good coach. Obviously, he's now on a different challenge, and obviously we've got our own challenge that we're looking at. But yeah, he was a great guy, and obviously the stuff that he's done in football speaks for itself. So Yeah.
And just finally for me, like there's obviously a lot of Irish lads at Derby. Do you speak to the likes of Jason Knight about like the senior setup and maybe hope to join on someday in there?
Yeah, of course. That's the goal. Is obviously to try and get in the senior setup. And yeah, I get on with Nighty and Conor Horan and David McGordrick really well. So obviously creating them bonds and them relationships with them off the pitch as well as on the pitch. It's going to help me personally, and obviously. So yeah, that's something looking forward that hopefully I can achieve. Cheers.
Hey, Eiran, just the fact that we're first time we've made the playoffs at this level, it's obviously an opportunity, but it's also pressure. Is there a sense that maybe in the group stage you can get away with things a little bit, maybe because you have a second game, but it really is now it's 2 matches and it's do or die in those 2 matches?
No, I don't think so. I think there's no reason for us not to be confident. I know it's a lot of pressure and the 2 big games, but there's no reason for us to, there's a chance of making history. That's the way we see it. What I mean? There's no real pressure. I think it's more excitement than anything that we can actually go and, qualify and, yeah, like I say, make history. So I don't think there's any reason to be feel like there's pressure or have any doubt or such. We're just going to give it our best shot and hopefully hopefully we'll qualify.
What can you take out of the group campaign on both sides? Stuff that we did well and stuff that we need to learn from, I suppose, particularly the goals conceded in Italy.
Yeah, listen, they're a good team, and obviously we've done a lot of analysis, and we will do probably more analysis throughout the camp about how we can get better, because no matter how well you're doing or whatever, you can always get better. And like I say, that's a standard that we want to be at, and I think, like I say, fitness and other things are being off season, and there was other factors in it that affected the game, but I don't think it is going to affect us too much confidence-wise, because I think we've got a great squad in there. So we're just going to kick on and just really focus on what we need to do to beat Israel and qualify for the Euro.
Just lastly for me, just your experience with Ireland, that period when you came in, I think 18s under Andy Reid, nothing really happened there for a while. There was a call-up and the paperwork issue. There was a lot of just talk us through that frustration of that period.
Yeah, it was a tough time. Obviously, I came in, got a call up, and I came in training, and there was a few paperwork issues that was struggling to get sorted. I don't know the details, but I know there was some hold up, and it was obviously tough. Obviously, the excitement of getting called up for your country and stuff, it's great, and then obviously being told that you can't play, it's tough to take. But I think there's ups and downs. As any footballer has ups and downs, and so I'm just glad that it's all sorted, and now we can kick on and hopefully help the team and the squad qualify.
I know you said already. Can you just remind us the Irish link or the Irish qualification?
Yeah, so my grand's she's from Mayo, but she lives in Leitrim now. So yeah, from Leitrim. So that's the side. So yeah, so it comes from there, and that's my dad's side. So yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry, I think it was also a paperwork issue that held up your Derby debut as well, was it?
There was no, there was a hold up. It was something to do with some what's it called? Sorry, something to do with. There was a ban or something on the club which didn't allow us to play. There was because of everything going on with the owner and such. Yeah. So there was only a certain amount of players that you could play, and the gaffer had to make a decision on what players he wanted to play, and so me and a few of the other lads weren't allowed, and he brought us in for a meeting and said, listen, we can't play, otherwise we're going to get punished even more. So that was a tough one, and it's quite similar to the Ireland situation with the paperwork. So there's been problems throughout my career, to be honest, with not looking good. But no, obviously that got sorted, and then obviously I kicked on. So hopefully the same again.
Yeah, what was that like? Because obviously the way you came in and played regularly, then that they thought you were ready. And
Yeah.
you must have thought you were ready as well, but just having to wait that time.
Yeah, I thought it was last year. I thought in pre-season I did well, and the manager Rooney at the time obviously said like, yeah, I think you deserve a chance. And then being found out that I couldn't, no matter how well I was playing or you know how much he wanted to, I wasn't allowed. I think it was tough. But he was actually really good with me. He brought me and my parents in for a meeting and spoke about all the different options I had. And like, you know, he said like, trust me, and as soon as we get it sorted, I'll give you a chance. And he stuck by his word. And when I had my opportunity, I thankfully took it. And I think
Could you play reserve football at the time?
I could play reserve football. I was training with the first team regularly. Me and there was another lad called Liam Thompson who was in a similar boat. We were training first team regularly, but playing with the 23 or the reserves at the time. So yeah, it was still a good experience. I was still learning, like, you know what I mean, off like training every day with some of them players. I was learning a lot. So yeah, it was a tough one to take.
And just finally, have you ever played a two-legged game before?
No, I don't believe so. But we'll make it up first, and we'll make sure it's a good one. So.
Yeah, but I know that, I don't know if it's similar throughout the squad, but does that change things? Because I know there's no away goals anymore, but still, it might be as good at home, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, listen, there's all factors in when you're playing two-legged games. In fact, I have played a two-legged game. It was under 19s. We had a Champions League. When we won the league at under 18s for Derby, we went into a double leg there in the Champions League. So it was against, there was Minsk, FC Minsk. Yeah. But yeah, listen, there's lots of things that go into it, and we've just got to make sure that we win the first game and then win the second game, and then we'll be fine. So.
Yourself, Brendan?
No, I'm good.
Mark?
Yeah, Jim Crawford has described Israel as a big physical team. Is that kind of battle that you'd relish?
Yeah, of course. We know they're a good team, and we know that they'll be physical and stuff, and we'll do a lot of analysis. And I'm sure that the coaches and stuff already have done the analysis, but they'll be passing that on to us, so we know what we're coming up against. But yeah, of course, I'm willing to fight with anyone. You know, I don't really matter who it is. I'll give it a good shot. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, to be honest. Hopefully it'll be a good test and one that we'll win.
Is it fair to say League One's a pretty physical league? Would be good for it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. There's some big strikers in there. There's a lot of direct football, which again I'm happy to do, and obviously I'm willing to fight with anyone. So yeah, looking forward to the battle.
And just finally, obviously when Wayne was in charge, did he ever kind of take part in any of the training? Or?
Little bits, yeah, and yeah, he is still very good.
Yeah.
Very good player. Yeah, probably not as mobile as what he used to be, but yeah, his touch and his passing and his finishing and stuff doesn't really go away. I don't think, because yeah, he was still a bit of a joke in training, but yeah, it's good to just watch sometimes. Sometimes he'd join in as like a float or something, and he won't give the ball away, or you know what I mean. It's just like, it's crazy to think, you know, so the level that he achieved, and then obviously him passing that down to us, and you know, being a bit of a mentor and obviously a good manager to us. Obviously, there's certain things that he's told us which I still take on today. You know what I mean, like advice and stuff. So yeah.
How do you find it? Did you kind of go one-on-one at all?
I did actually block one of his shots once. He probably won't admit it, but yeah, I blocked one of his shots. That's me done. Yeah, that's my claim to fame. So yeah.
Cheers, best of luck.
Thank you.
Alright, lads. Oh, sorry, Damon. So,
Just going back to Derby, I mean, as a young footballer, you've been through an awful lot already. How do you look back on that mad year?
Yeah, listen, it was a mad year. That's the right way of putting it. Like I say, it seemed like every time you turned the telly on, there was something else going wrong with Derby. But I think looking back now, it's all sorted. I think it's only gonna help us as a club and well, me as a player as well, because you know, going through something like that, something so strange and something so tough, you know, I know how much it affected like the Derby fans and the community around Derby. And I think going through that and coming out the other side, I think it makes you more resilient. You know, when we were going out on the pitch, we were representing the whole city, I think, and the way we came together that season was actually it was crazy, really, how much it brought everyone together, even though how tough it got. And I think that just moving forward is just gonna help us.
And I suppose, and you as an individual, it must make you stronger to have been through that and knowing, you know, that something hideous could have happened and you've come through it.
Absolutely, like sometimes we were going in the door, you know, not knowing if we'd have a job. That it got as simple as that. Sometimes we weren't sure what was going to happen, and when you're going through that, it is tough. And I feel like obviously the managers and then the staff and the fans, really, we all stuck together, which I think made it a lot easier. But yeah, it makes you more resilient. It makes you, you know, it made me appreciate really what we have, and yeah, obviously going forward, hopefully we can not deal with anything like that again. But yeah, so
Thank you.
cheers.
So take you'd be happy with a repeat or two later, right? Or just down the results there. If you won 9-2.
Yeah.
And then 4-1, and then you scored against Dortmund.
Yeah, scored against Dortmund. Yeah, well, I say I scored. It was a little bit of a goal line scramble, and I put my hand up first. So yeah, I took that one. Yeah, like we done all right. Obviously, we was a good squad back then, and yeah, we did well to win 9-2. But yeah, hopefully we can do the same again. That'd be nice to repeat that. So yeah.
Actually, but like you've played a high level in that youth league. Like,
Yeah.
is this help going into what you hope will end up with?
Absolutely. I mean, playing against teams from all different countries in that league and that competition. So you know what it's like. You know, I'm coming up against different systems, like I say, different countries, different players, and so you learn to adapt quickly. And obviously, we do our analysis. As long as we do our analysis well, I think we'll be fine.